Danny, I just figured out that if I switch to Metro PCS, I get 2 Samsung Galaxy phones free.
Cool, Dad.
And I could be a super dad with 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones and call myself Double Galaxy Man.
Or you could give the second phone to your sidekick.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
That's right. 2 free Samsung Galaxy On5 smartphones are all yours when you switch to Metro PCS. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Blog Talk Radio.
With Angela-Butler. Tonight's guest is Maurice Simonet. Did I pronounce your name right? Hello? 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 Hello?
A special event can be very challenging and stressful at times. Our staff of professionals organizes your event down to every last detail, no matter what size. Our creativity and attention to detail turns your ordinary parties into an extraordinary event. And Decline provides world-class service. We coordinate quality events. We can provide travel arrangements, accommodations, event sites, caterers, chorus, photographers, transportation, hairstylists and makeup artists, daily itineraries, and pre-event information such as detailed maps, save-the-date cards, and invitations. Being a custom event planner means that we cater to you. It is our job to find the best possible way to present your event. We have been referred to as Dreamweavers.
Listeners, we're waiting on Maurice Simonet to call in. He's having some technical difficulties. We're going to play some commercials, and then we're going to come back.
Let's get down to business. So you're having that company function or business function, and you need the proper services to get that business menu pumping. Okay, here's the solution. Call Exquisite Barista Services. Exquisite Barista Services has the experience to create a signature beverage for your business or organization. Services also include barista training, custom beverage menu creation, food and beverage pairing, and so much more. Visit Exquisite Barista Services online at www.exquisiteexpressinc.com or better yet, call 210-701-0143. That's 210-701-0143. Don't take your chances on the other man. Get that grand plan and choose Exquisite Barista Services.
Maurice Simonet, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. All right, I can hear you.
Hello, and welcome to Show Talk with Angela-Butler. Tonight we have as a guest Maurice Simonet. Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Welcome to the show. And how are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Grand.
Do you mind moving closer to your phone so I can hear you?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better. That's a lot better.
Okay. Good.
Maurice, you are the CEO of Boss Entertainment. Am I correct?
Yeah, the president of Boss Group Ministries and the president of Boss Group Entertainment. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Could you share some background information about your company and what you do?
Well, what we do is we throw big shows and big parties, and we bring stars to Miami. We've been doing it for years now. And we also do, every year, a big event called the Miami Gala Award, where we honor stars and other great people for helping to make the world great and Miami great. And that event is coming up in, February 16th and 17th. We're getting ready to do another one. And it's like the Grammys and the Oscars and all that, but, of course, we're not as wealthy as them, but it's a pretty good event. Everybody loves it, and that's what we primarily do. And we do yacht parties, and, we have an entertainment center. We just obtained a 14-story building on 6.5 acres where we're building and putting in 27 recording studios downstairs in Miami right next to the expressway.
Okay.
And
right.
also, we also charter out our little airplanes that we have for people to go to Disney World and stuff like that.
So you charter airplanes too? Okay. You have your own planes.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How long has your company been in business?
The Boss Group Ministry has been in business about 5 years, but we've had other names, but we've been operating since around about 1993, 94. But I was the first black man to live on Palm Island, and I used to throw big jams there on Palm Island, which is the island right next to Star Island. And, I had one of Al Capone's old houses.
Oh, wow.
And we used to throw a lot of big jams at that place.
That is great.
We used to jet ski parties back there.
Oh, okay.
We had the full view of downtown Miami.
Oh,
right
okay. That sounds
backyard.
Wonderful. Okay.
Ships used to pull up in the backyard. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Do you have security?
Do I have security?
Yeah, at your place.
Yes, ma'am, oh, yeah, at our parties we have a lot, there's always a lot of security there. We have a lot of guys that come by there, police officers, the U.S. Marshals, and the FBI agents, those guys. They're our friends. Everybody's trying to figure out how do we get the U.S. Marshals and FBI agents and police officers in the same yard with pimps, prostitutes, and drug dealers, old people, young kids, white people, Latin, black, Chinese. Everything is in one yard. How in the world are you surviving? We have the Democrats and the Republicans all in one yard. They're trying to figure out how is that happening.
Yes.
And the way it's happening is, it's a party that's for everybody. We don't leave people out because Jesus said, go to the highways and the byways and invite everybody, the good, the bad, the weak, the sick, and the lame. Invite everybody that my house may be full. And so that's what we do. And that's why our parties are so successful. Because we find out if you don't invite the midgets, they'll be the ones standing outside saying, let us in, let us in. So we don't tell nobody they can't come in,
Okay. I'm going to touch on something. It's something you told me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable, but you have a very interesting family history.
Mm-hmm.
You had, was it your great-grandfather or your great-great-grandfather that was knighted by Queen Elizabeth of England?
No, that was my grandfather, not my great-grandfather.
Oh,
my
your grandfather. Okay.
Yeah, he's Sir Roland Simonet, and he was knighted by the Queen of England because he was the first prime minister, and plus he's black. Even though they argue that he was white, but if you look at his brother Michael Simonet, obviously he's black, and he was a conky Joe. In other words, he was a albino, but he looked like a black man with the features, but his skin is white. But anyway, that was my granddaddy, and he was the first prime minister. He's on the $50 bill right now in the Bahamas, and he was the first not governor, but the first prime minister that was black, and really the first prime minister period after Queen Elizabeth abdicated her throne in the Bahamas and let Bahamas be independent. He became the first prime minister. So thereby doing so, that makes us sort of like royal, even though I really hate to talk about that, but that's what really happened.
Okay, I knew I wanted you to talk about it though, because that's royalty. You're really royalty, and I know you don't like to brag, and you're a humble person and a man who believes in God. But I was looking at the YouTube video and the YouTube videos you had, and I learned a lot.
Really?
I learned about the $50 bill that your granddad had his picture on and all of those things.
Yeah, that's why they call it. They say sometimes they say, "Yeah, you are that coming back to America guy." But in actuality, it's my granddaddy would be him. He is on the $50 bill right now. It's rolling Simonet, and you can Google it. But that's my granddaddy, and because he's on that, I know what you're alluding to, so I'm gonna beat you to the punch. That because of that, all of his sons and grandsons are prince by law. So that's why they.
That's what I was. Just what I wanted to say.
Yes, ma'am. But that's what I'm a prince by British law or United Kingdom's law. And the real reason is because once you're knighted, you become a royal. They're like the Knight Templars, the knights in shining armor to protect the king or the queen, or to protect the country. And every governor or mayor or president or prime minister is the guy that's in charge. He's the what is that word they call the president? In other words, he's the one that's in charge of the army, and because he's in charge of the army, he's a knight.
Okay. All right.
He's not like Elton John, who
general.
was.
I was getting ready to use the word general when you said what he was charged of the army. I was going to say president or general.
Yeah, it's the man in charge. President is I can't believe I can't think of the word. The lack of jargon is killing me. But anyway, he's the man that's in charge of the army. And being in charge of the army, he's not like Elton John, who was a knight only because he was a great singer. He's an actual real knight. So thereby that's the way I am an actual prince. Because Elton John's children are not prince because he was a honorary knight. My granddaddy was a real knight. By virtue of being a real prime minister.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm here. I'm listening. I'm here.
Oh, yeah. That's all I had to say, because I'm already flustered, floored, and flabbergasted that you're asking me about it, but there's no problem. I'll answer it.
I didn't mean
for the show.
Let's talk about something else then. You have a Miami Gala, an award show. It's your gala where you honor people. I guess the stars, right? Like you were saying earlier.
Well, it's the stars and other people, like we honored Dr. Dorothy Heights in one of our events because she has the National Council of Negro Women. Of course, she's since then died, but we did honor her at our event. And she's not a star, but she's one of our chief grandmothers and one of the mommies of our country. And she's a protege of Mary Church Terrell, who was a protege of Harriet Tubman. So we were proud of her, and she helped make the world great, and she had the first building, and I was blessed to be at the inauguration of this situation, or if there's another word for it, when she first got this building, they were the first black, male or female, even though they were a female group called National Council of Negro Women, they were the first ones to get a building on Pennsylvania Avenue between the White House and the United States Capitol, right across the street from the Justice Department. So, of course, that was a great feat, so, of course, we honored her there. at our event called the Miami Gala Award. That was the first Gala Award we had. So you don't have to necessarily be a star. You can just be somebody that did something great or has been great and needs to be honored. We honored the guy who was the first black bank owner named Sonny Wright. We honored him at our event. Okay. So other than the stars, we do everybody else. That's why, what you're doing is so great. We're going to honor you at our next event because you're doing something for our people. Instead of sitting back and waiting for something to happen, you're doing something. So that's why you're going to get the Virtuous Woman Award at our event with the other stars that we have coming to this event, like Betty Wright and Angie Griffin and I can't, the Supremes, the Marvelettes, Johnny Gill, and all the stars that we're bringing to this next event, February 16th and 17th. I got to get back in the car because I stepped out of the car thinking it would be better, but
okay,
it's loud.
All right, it's okay.
It's loud.
I'm honored too. I know I kind of caught you off guard talking about the Prince, but how often do I get to talk to royalty?
Well, you might be talking to them a lot of times. They just probably don't say nothing. But I'm really nobody. I don't try to be above anybody. I'm just a regular guy. It's just those are the facts. That's actual. So the reason I bring it up because when you're trying to do good things, people bring up all the bad things they can about you. So I have to let everybody know the good things so I can counter the insanity.
Okay. Some people on the news like to call it demonizing people. But okay. Yeah. In the past, I just want to thank you for saying that you're going to honor me. I feel very blessed and privileged that you thought enough of me to give me an award in February. And I'm going to do everything I can to make it fair, to pick up that award.
I look forward to seeing you there.
I look forward to seeing you, too.
And I want to thank G-Man for bringing me to you from the Sugar Hill Gang. He performs at my event every Sunday that we have at our house. We have a jet ski party every Sunday.
You have a what party?
In Miami. A jet ski party where we do a talent show and fashion show. And, the winner from there, 3 of the winners from there are going to sing on the event on February 26th. And then 1 of the winners from that we're going to take to the Apollo, since Dougie Fresh is going to be at that event along with, Gladys Knight, who are 2 of the judges on the Apollo that's playing right now. And we're going to have Ralph Cooper Jr. there, whose dad's owned the Apollo, who worked with my dad to open the Apollo up with Barry Gordy when they did the first Motown review after my dad opened up WDNI radio station with Barry Gordy so that black people can have a way to put their music out without going through white people who were stealing their music and putting their music on the radio as if they came up with it. So they created that to put their own self on rotation, and then they did the Apollo. So me and Ralph Cooper Jr. are good friends because my dad was very good friends with his dad, Ralph Cooper Sr., and so we're going to do the Apollo together, and the winner from our event, February 16th, will go Apollo in New York, and we're taking 50 of us up there with him, and we're going to film it for our reality show that we show every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on Channel 578 Comcast, Dade County, Loudoun County. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, that's all right. I'm enjoying listening to you, learning stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
You're full of knowledge. And wisdom.
Really?
In the past, who have been some of the recipients of your award? Is this the first you're doing the
No,
award?
We've done it a lot of times.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
The Virtuous Woman Award. Could you tell me who in the past, and tell my listeners who in the past have been honored with such an award?
We've got Betty Wright. If you go on YouTube, Simonet Palace, and go to the Miami Gala Award. Right on there, on there you can see where we gave Betty Wright that award. We gave Yoruba, I forgot that guy's name, his mother. He used to be on a TV show like Miami Vice. He was a black guy, and the other guy was a Latin guy. I think his name was Yoruba. But his mother came to our event, and she was such an outstanding black woman. She did a lot of stuff. We gave her the award. We gave Dionne Warwick the award. We gave Twins and the Marvelettes. Boy, I can't even think of all of the. We gave a lot of.
I can think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Correct me. Was Miss Coretta Scott King one of the recipients? Am I wrong?
Coretta. No, you're wrong about that. But Dr. Dorothy Heights was one of them. She was definitely one of them. I never did get to the honor of honoring Miss Coretta Scott King. I would love to have done so, but I didn't get that honor. I mean, I'm in a picture with her with about 20 of the most famous black women in the world right in Washington, D.C., when you had Dionne Warwick last night, Coretta Scott King, Malcolm X's wife, I can't even think of them all. Farrakhan's wife, Elijah Muhammad's wife, man, it was a lot of them. Susan Keller, Bill Cosby's wife, Isaac Hayes, Philip Michael Thomas from Miami Vice, Dick Gregory, Cicely Tyson, Dr. Dorothy Heights, all of it. And I was the only person in the whole picture that wasn't famous.
You may not be famous, but you're royalty. So, is this your Miami Gala, or is it by special invitation?
No, this event, because the event we're doing is going to be an event wherein we did it in Washington, D.C. It was an event run by a lady named Leah, and she worked for CNN, and she had a guy named Brian who worked for the NAACP. And it was really a black event, all geared against, what was it? It was called D.C. March for Black Jobs, No Amnesty, because they believe that if you get amnesty, black people are going to lose their jobs. But what was great about the event is that the Tea Party joined on to the event because they believed in that they were talking about taking away black jobs because they're going to take away their jobs too. So and everybody was flabbergasted.
Who's going to take away their jobs? You didn't
amnesty, that law. They were afraid of the law about amnesty because if they all get amnesty, then they'll take all of the black jobs. So they had some guys from Black Congressional Congress out there, and a whole bunch of speakers. Then they had Alan West, a Republican black guy. But it was amazing to see both sides on the same stage in agreement singing Kumbaya together. They had Occupy Wall Street. They had the SEIU. They had Acorn. They had the Tea Party. It was like, how in the world do you get these two groups together who hate each other's guts in every other circumstance out there singing Kumbaya together and having a ball? And I brought with me the Supremes, the Marvelettes. I brought Mouse, the drummer for James Brown. I brought Clyde McFadden, whose dad used to sing with the Players, and he's one of the greatest lead guitar players in the world.
Okay.
That was our band. We had the band members, and we had Angie Griffin, the lady who sang, "It was a sad day when Toby went away." She sang that song, and she was there. She performed. We had LaVon Love and Jay Shin and Piccolo. We had a whole bunch of stars. They were like, how in the world did you get these stars to come up here? So now they want me to bring the stars to this event. And at this event, we got Ted Nugent coming along with Gladys Knight and Shaka Khan and Angie Griffin and Betty Wright and what's that dude's name? How can I forget his name? Anyway, we got all these performers coming with Ted Nugent. See, all of the white people are going to be there because of him, right? Because he's the biggest rock star in the world, and he was with the Tea Party. So now we're going to have all our good white people out there with good black people, all in the same place. So they're expecting about 1 million people to show up to this event. That's what they're expecting. And the event is free to get in, if you can get in, because the Bayfront where we had, I think it only fits about 500,000 people, and that's standing up. I don't, that's a problem. What it is a good problem to have. That might be, there's really no other place that we could fit such an event. But the stars, we're going to have the stage out there, and the stars are going to be there performing. And we have a live band, and we have a few fashion shows. like I said, don't look strange because our gay brothers and sisters, this brother, he has a beautiful fashion show. And he does his thing. And everybody says, I thought you believed in God. No. God said invite everybody. So don't come with your game. Don't try to leave out the gays or the midgets or whatever you think is bad. I don't care what you think. If Jesus said everybody come, then, who are you? So I got them doing 2 beautiful fashion shows out there. And I'm not uninviting anybody. It's all free, and everybody is going to have a ball. Comprendo?
Okay. All right. That sounds great. I look forward to being there, God willing. I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm excited myself because I think it's going to be a fantastic thing to see good people, Latin, black, and white, unite and not fight.
Especially when you said the Tea Party, because they're against, they seem to be against some of everything. Okay.
They're against some of everything. But Occupy Wall Street on the left side is against everything. Now, when you bring both of them together, always remember that 2 Peter 3:6 in the Bible says, if we fight and begin to make war and the earth becomes full of violence like it did in Genesis 6:11, and we fight like that, God said, I'm not going to kill everybody by water this time. This time I'm going to kill everybody by fire. So the best thing, the reason I love this here is it's going to put out the anger and keep everybody from wanting to fight each other, because really we all brothers, because, Revelation 7:9-13 said every nation, kindred, and tongue will be with the Son of Man in the last day. It didn't say everybody but the Tea Party or everybody but Occupy Wall Street or everybody but Muslims or everybody but Christians. God said everybody. He's going to separate the good from the evil out of every nation. So I'm not against anybody. Everybody has the opportunity to be with God. So if Jesus said everybody come, then I'm for everybody coming and being in unity, because if we fight this time, he says he's going to kill everybody. And the problem I got is I don't want to burn because everybody includes me. And that's a little bit too warm for me. You understand? That's too hot. You say you're going to burn up.
Yeah,
I can't do that. There ain't nothing personal. I just cannot burn up. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
I'm tickling myself. I tickled myself that time because I'm just having a ball watching it come together with good people, Latin, black, and white, in unity. We have to cut out the racism. We got to cut out the hatred, because always remember, to me, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And from those 3 sons, the whole earth was populated. And guess what? Abraham was said to have been a Hebrew in Genesis 14:13. And if Abraham was a Hebrew, that means that when you read 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 24, it names the descendants of where Abraham came from. It says Terah was his father. In order for Abraham to be a Hebrew in Genesis 14:13, that means Terah was a Hebrew. And if Terah was a Hebrew, that means his father Shem was a Hebrew. And if Shem was a Hebrew, that means his father Noah was a Hebrew. And if Noah was a Hebrew, that means Shem, Ham, and Japheth were Hebrew, which means everybody on earth is God's child and Hebrew. So we're not supposed to hate each other. The same blood is running in white people's veins is running in our veins. We're the same exact people. I know some people don't want to hear that. Oh, they're white. Well, Leviticus chapter 13 says if you're white, yellow, brown, red, anything other than blue, black, you are a leper. So all of us are lepers and sick together. Everybody's sick. But we're all family, because Jeremiah 12:9 says my people are speckled birds. So we're all different color people, but we're all still one family. It's impossible to be from anybody else but God, because when you read Luke 3:23-33, guess what it says? It says, and Jesus, who was the son of Joseph, who was the son of Solomon, who was the son of David, who was the son of Jesse, who was the son of Obed, who was the son of Judah, who was the son of Israel, who was the son Isaac, who was the son of Abraham, who was the son of who was the son of Terah, who was the son of Shem, who was the son of Noah, who was the son of Methuselah, who was the son of Seth, who was the son of Adam, who was the son of God. So in order to be a son of God, we all have to be the same seed as him. And if Noah was a Hebrew, that means his father God was a Hebrew. So we're all Hebrews, all family, and we're not supposed to hate each other. And that's what my event is designed to do, to bring everybody together as family and love one another. That's all. Because, you know, John 3:15, if you don't love your brother, you must go to hell.
Yes.
Am I talking too much?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, you're not talking too much. So you're definitely a minister, aren't you? Are you
I am a talk show host. I have a radio show in Miami. It's on 104.1 when you come to Miami. And other radio stations play me. And I do a lot of talking, and plus I talk on the internet. And, but my whole thing is to stop us from fighting and working together.
Yes.
And everything. So what I want us to do is stop fighting and love one another. And this event, I think, is designed perfectly to keep us in love one with another. So that God won't kill us all. Because God says you got two choices: either get rid of the wicked or he burns up everybody. Well, the wicked got to go because I'm not burning up. Okay? All right.
Okay. All right. That's beautiful. That is very beautiful.
Thank you.
You also have a show on YouTube, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Lifestyles of the Boss and Famous. Is that one of yours?
Yes, ma'am. That's our TV show. That it comes on TV here in Miami and soon to be on Ion TV, which is national. This week it's going to be on Mega TV, which is around the world, with a guy named Pototo. It's on Pototo. It's the name of the TV show, but it's on Mega TV station, which is Channel 22, and it's like the number 4 biggest station in the world, but it's Spanish. But they're going to show 15 minutes of us internationally, and they're going to start doing it every week. The show that you're talking about is a show that we put together, and what we do with Boss, we go to big events. We throw big events and go to big events. And that TV show shows us at the Oscars with me and the brothers walking on the red carpet at the Oscars, the Grammys, and that was me standing behind Ray Lewis at the Super Bowl, and behind about 5 different Super Bowls I've been, seen on the field, on TV. And we do that on purpose because we want to show regular black guys like me. I'm regular. I'm not the famous star.
You're humble.
I'm a regular guy with regular brothers and sisters walking with me on the red carpet. And that's what our show is about, showing the regular guy on the red carpet at the Grammys, the Oscars, the BET Awards, the VMA Awards, us at the Super Bowl. I was just at when the Boston Red Sox won. I was there. Everybody saw me there. I was there when the prince got married to his new princess in England. Everybody like, how in the heck did you get? How did you get in that position? A lot of people used to wonder why.
You actually went to the wedding of Prince William.
I was there, and everybody was like, how in the heck did you get? Well, I got there because, I got it like that sometimes. Anyway, Barry LaRota, which is my friend, he's Stevie Wonder's manager. He gets me into the most magnificent events, and he gets us on a red carpet. And because he's Stevie Wonder's manager, he can do almost virtually what he wants. He got me on the field with Ray Lewis and everything at Super Bowl with Anthony Anderson because he works with Anthony Anderson, and Anthony Anderson, me and him walked right on the field with a few brothers, and there you go.
There you go. All right. So you say,
and so that's what the TV show is about. It shows us at those events, and then it shows us at the jet ski party. It shows us because my yard is 4.5 acres, and we have a big beach stand in the backyard, and we have jet skis riding up, and we have people playing volleyball on the beach stand with the 2 jacuzzis out there, the barbecue, the stage on the backyard by the sand, and all the fiery lights. And then we had a tennis court, the basketball court, the miniature golf course, the giant stage that can fit a whole 18-piece jazz orchestra and a choir at one time. And then we had a pool, and inside we play pool, and we play table tennis, and it's just a whole bunch of fun. We watch all the games every Sunday, and every week is about 1,000 people at the party. Of course, they try to stop that party because they don't want black people throwing parties like that, because if you go back in history after we got out of slavery, they passed a law called the Black Code. So, Negro, you're free, but you're not allowed to throw parties, functions, or assemblies. And because the white man does not want to lose his sharecropping labor force to your networking together. So they didn't want us to network. That was the whole purpose. You can Google that. It's called the American Black Code of the South. And we had opposition at first, but now that they see that we have all the white people and good Latin people and black people together, you know, they no longer try to stop the party now. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. All right.
So we have a ball every week without opposition. Comprendo?
Without opposition. All right. That sounds great. That sounds terrific.
And that's what the TV show is about. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So you said to your event coming up, you expecting close to 1 million people? 1 million people?
Well, we can expect that. Because Ted Nugent, if he performs out there, the Tea Party going to come crazy. But black people going to come because they don't like that thing about losing their jobs. And plus, look at the stars we're going to have. And it's a free concert, with Johnny Gill, Betty Wright, and the Marvelous, and the Supremes. And we got new stars going to come to. I'm sure we're going to have other stars. We might even have, Rick Ross and all those guys out there. I don't know what's going to happen because once the stars are there, the other stars are going to start showing up. You understand? We got Kate Cutter, we got Piccolo, all the young rappers, and we got Tito Puente Jr. and all the other Latin stars. This is going to bring a lot of stars because, every day we're going to probably be every weekend stars come, like G-Man. He's going to perform out there, and he puts on
G-Man, yes. He was on my show. I definitely know G-Man.
Oh, yeah. So, we're going to have all those cats going to perform. We have P.O.D., we have Jay Shin, we have Jay Smooth, T-Drop, we got Ben Zeno from Love and Hip Hop. I got Stevie J from Love and Hip Hop. I got them on video saying they coming to the boss party. So, we, it's going to be, it ain't going to be a little thing. Because we're going to have a lot of black stars, and we're going to have a meet and greet the stars. So you already know what's going to happen.
Okay.
And that's at the perfect time. It's going to be during the time that white people are leaving their cities and countries to come to Miami because it's warm here while it's cold up there in February. So South Beach is going to be, that's when South Beach is picked. All the Europeans, and once you tell a hotel, they're going to tell the Europeans, they're going to be there. Then it's right downtown Miami, but all the people work at, so they're going to be there. You understand?
Okay. All right, I understand why you're expecting that many people. It sounds huge, But I hope
if we get 100,000, that's still pretty good. Yeah. Okay. We had about that many in Washington D.C., and that was that happened in 3 weeks. So I don't know what's going to happen with this one. We got 4 months to work this one.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you pretty much covered everything. You pretty well answered most of my questions. I didn't go to break, and I need to go to break. So I'm going to take a few minutes and go to break, then we're going to come back. I'm going to let you catch your breath, okay?
Okay, how long is the break?
About 3 or 4 minutes.
I'll just keep it on.
Okay, I'm just going to play some commercials.
Okay.
But I thought I was going to play some music.
A special event can be very challenging and stressful at times. Our staff of professionals organizes your event down to every last detail, no matter what size. Our creativity and attention to detail turns your ordinary party into an extraordinary event. And Decline provides world-class service. We coordinate quality events. We can provide travel arrangements, accommodations, event sites, caterers, tourists, photographers, transportation, hairstylists, and makeup artists, daily itineraries, and pre-event information such as detailed maps, save-the-date cards, and invitations. Being a custom event planner means that we cater to you. It is our job to find the best possible way to present your event. We have been referred to as Dreamweavers.
When you're searching for the latest news on entertainment, the economy, business, technology, and creative arts, choose
the Digital Conglomerate Magazine.
Not only do they give you all the latest information, but they're there for you 24/7, baby, giving you the 411 and all you need to know, baby. Visit the Digital Conglomerate Magazine online. Just Google us, baby. We're everywhere. down to business. So you're having that company function or business function, and you need the proper services to get that business menu pumping. Okay, here's the solution. Call Exquisite Barista Services. Exquisite Barista Services has the experience to create a signature beverage for your business or organization. Services also include barista training, custom beverage menu creation, food and beverage pairing, and so much more. Visit Exquisite Barista Services online at www.exquisiteexpressinc.com, or better yet, call 210-701-0143. That's 210-701-0143. Don't take your chances on the other man. Get that grand plan and choose Exquisite Barista Services.
This is Raquel Charles reminding you to listen to Show Talk with Angela Butler to catch the hottest interviews.
Hi, listen, that was Raquel Charles. She's a singer. You're listening to Show Talk with Angela Butler. All right, we're back from break. Okay.
I'm going to come over there right now. I'll be right there. I'm going straight down to I-75 right now. I'll call you back when I get there. Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
So, what's next for you? I mean, you seem like you've accomplished a whole lot. Is there anything that you haven't accomplished that you want to accomplish?
Am I on the air right now?
Yes.
Well, what I really want to accomplish is to see that there's no more wars on Earth, because it's not fun to be wealthy if you're not going to live to enjoy it. So that's what all of the kings and pharaohs worried about. That's why they wanted to live forever.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's why they wanted to live forever, because they already had everything. So they wanted to not just have it all, they wanted to be able to enjoy it all. You understand? And
yes,
you can't enjoy it if you're going to be dead.
That's true.
So
that is true.
So the most important thing is to stop everybody from fighting so that we can enjoy it, because God says if we fight, he's going to kill everybody by fire. Since that won't be no fun now, will it?
No. Well, like I said, I'm glad G-Man connected us, and he's a great person. He's very talented.
Yeah,
and he's trying to do
that brother's
things.
so good.
Yes.
That brother's so good it don't make no sense. I don't even really like rap that much, but he gets up there and puts on a show. You hear me? You put on a show.
I haven't, but I can imagine.
When you go to Maurice Big Boss on Facebook, Maurice Big Boss. That's all one word, Big Boss. Maurice is by itself. You go there, boom. You look right at a few of our shows, so you can see exactly how it went. It looked crazy the way he performed, and I have big stars performing out there.
Okay.
But he got up there and turned it right out.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. All right. Yes, he's a great person. He's a good person too. A good human being.
Yeah, he's a fun person. He likes to make it happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm having a ball. We getting ready for this event. We got the TV show, we got the radio station, we got it's not an airline, but we call it an airline, but we can't legally call it that yet. But we got 3 airplanes right now, and we got I got a G2-600 jet, but the 2 planes is the one that I have right now. That's a twin servo Cobra.
Oh, you have planes?
And
You have 2 planes? Is that what you said?
No, I have 2 regular airplanes and 1 G2-600 12-seat corporate jet. And but the 2 planes are the ones. And I got a little small plane it holds 8 people, 6 people. But that can take you from Miami to Orlando or Tampa nonstop, and a lot of people do that. I got it where it's cheaper to fly with us than it is to take the airport. Now you got your own private airport. You get off the plane and you just go in. Called Boss Airlines.
Boss Airlines. Okay. So that is your plans for the future, to have an airline. Okay.
Not to have, just I mean, we already got it, but we do have the yacht. Yeah, because the yacht we do yacht parties. It's a 74-foot, 4-story yacht with a nightclub on the 3rd floor, and we go out. We go and dock in front of Club Live, the #1 nightclub in America, #2 in the world, and we walk across the street, and we take the Phantom, I have a Rolls-Royce Phantom and a convertible Bentley, and all the other guys got their nice cars. We pull it up in front of the club, and we get out like we stars. So when 50 Cent and Lil Wayne getting out their cars, we getting out ours, looking like we somebody also.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
okay.
we
so now I know why it's called an entertainment company. Now I understand.
Yeah, that's the reason, because we entertaining ourselves and everybody else.
Yes.
I just get tired of them, the hoochie mamas having everything, and the wonderful, good, clean. That's why on my radio show I say, all you real black men, get away from the hoochie mama and the prostitutes and all them other people, and return to the good upper class, working class, middle class black woman, because that's the woman that's in the house by herself. She has nothing, and she should have something. That's your mama, sister, daughter, girlfriend, and future wife, and she's sitting there suffering. So that's why we're giving this Virtuous Woman Award out, because we want to highlight the regular black woman. Even she works in a strip club. You watch the movie Players Club, the woman with the black hair, that represents the good woman. The one with the blonde hair, that's the nut that we don't want to have nothing to do with. She might be in that position, but you can tell her because she's not really wanting to do that. She's just doing that to get through college or something. But our good sisters who we're reaching out to, when we go to the Grammys, we like to take them on the red carpet instead of just the Shadikas and Tamikas and the Pookies and all them. We want to take the good work class, up class black woman. Not just because a woman named Pookie and Dika and all that stuff don't mean she's one of the hoochie mamas. She just might have that name because her mama and them been tricked. Mama and them been tricked,
That's true.
But other than that, it's not about that. It's about the woman that really wants to be a good woman. That's the woman that we want to have everything in the working class, upper class, middle class black man. Because we have nothing, and we want good people, Latin, black, and white, to be able to enjoy what they enjoy. That's why I go to the Grammys. I could go by myself, but there's nothing greater, since I've already done it 100 times, there's nothing greater than to see the regular brothers that never got to do that go walk on that carpet. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And watch them look like a deer that just got hit by a rock and the car lights is in his eyes wide open.
All right.
It's beautiful
to
see them flabbergasted, that this is going on.
So that's what Virtuous Woman Award is. You call it the Virtuous Woman Award, but you also have an award for the men, right?
It's called the Gala Award, the Miami Gala Award. We were the first ones to do an award event. We were the first ones to do an awards event other than the Grammys and the Oscars and all of that. We were the first one in 1997. We did an awards event. And it was because this African billionaire named King Sissoko showed up that all of the stars showed up. And everybody was trying to figure out how we did that and got all the stars to come. And when, normally you would have to pay a star to come to an event like that. But because Sissoko was there and we were there, we had a ball. All the stars showed up. And it looked just like the Grammys.
What island, what country does that king have?
Gambia. He comes from Gambia. He comes from a little city called Gambia. But alarmed America, he came in. He bought 17 brand new 747s and brought 5 Brink trucks out onto the airport full of actual cash. And they said, "Oh wow, who is this?" They arrested him. I brought a whole bunch of stars to his rescue. He finally got out of the problem, but because he showed up to the Miami Gala Award, he's the king of the man. Oh, that's what I forgot to answer that question. He's the king of the Mandingos. That's who he is. And he's a multi-billionaire. He's not a millionaire. He's a multi-billionaire. He gives away money. He gave Sherman Hemsley $2 million. God rest his dead. And he gave a bunch of stars. Huh?
That's the gentleman in front of Jefferson.
Right.
Mr. Sherman.
I brought Sherman Hemsley to him to help him out with Jermaine Jackson and Betty Wright and Bruce Willis. And we went to meet President Clinton, and we went to meet I forgot the lady's name, who was the United States Attorney at the time, on behalf of Sissoko. But the guy, when he showed up to our event, all of the stars showed up. And like George Wallace came, he did 45 minutes of stand-up comedy.
So they arrested him for having
he
no
did 45 minutes
right?
of stand-up comedy. And when he finished, we couldn't even get him off the stage after he said he wasn't going to perform, but everybody was out there tap dancing in front of the king. You understand? Because King Sissoko was there. And so it was funny to watch that go on. But guess what? Benzino saw the show, and he had a magazine at the time called the Source magazine, Source Hip Hop magazine, and he saw the event, and he threw his awards event the next year after we did our event, and then the Source Awards became called the BET Awards, and then all of the award shows jumped off from that. But it all started with Benzino, which is a good friend of mine, who owns the magazine Hip Hop Weekly, and he's on the TV show Love and Hip Hop right now with Stevie J. They came and saw our show, and then he wanted to do one for hip hop. Him and my good friend, who I love and honor, who's my best friend in high school, P-Man Sam, who was the one that brought rap. He really did. Him and Face from my fraternity, Alpha Phi Omega, created rap, because Run DMC came to Miami to help us carry our speakers at the time. They saw us with no shoestrings while we were pledging in the fraternity, and heard one of our songs, went back up to New York, copied it, and boom, here they are, the Run DMC. But P-Man Sam was upset with that, and he financed a rapper named Luke. And Luke's biggest song and biggest hit was done at my house on Palm Island. If you want to see what my house looks like, you go to Luke's song called It's Your Birthday, and that video is where my house is, and I allowed him to do the video at that house. And he got an award at Billboard Awards where he was named as the first rapper to do a song inside of a house. But he forgot to mention that it was my house and my jet skis, and the girls that was at the thing is the girls that me and Paul Neal and Philip Michael Thomas from Miami Vice brought to the video. Other than the dancers, the girls, all of the regular girls, the pretty girls, and that's where Pinky, Trina, remember Trina the rapper?
Yes.
That's where they got their first. They came out of the Cake. That was the first video, first song they were ever in, and they got famous from the house that was my house. Okay. All right. I'm only saying that because I was sort of angry with Luke for getting the Billboard Award and not mentioning that it was not only my idea that he should do the video there. I mean, it was his song, but it was not my idea that he should do the video there. Okay. And it was the biggest hit he ever had. Mm-hmm.
All right. Right. All right. Well, we're running out of time. Is there anything else?
Well, it was good talking to you.
Yes.
And I look forward to seeing you at our event.
Yeah, I would do everything I can to be there. Hello? I'm here.
Ma'am.
I would do everything I can to be there because I feel honored to get that award.
Well, I feel honored to be able to give it to you because, remember, I'm nobody, and I'm not trying to be somebody. All I want is for good people in black and white to be in unity and stop fighting. That's all. Okay?
Well, I'm still honored, and thank you for coming on Show Talk with Angela Butler. Of course, I thank G for putting me in touch with you.
And tell G I said, what's up, my brother? I love you. Thank you very much, man.
All right. All right. That's going to just about conclude the show. Thank you again for coming on the show.
And I just want to honor y'all and Beyond for being the one that taught me how to do all of this stuff, because that's the man that really made it happen for me and showed me how to do all this stuff. That's how I got in front of the queens of England and all that in the beginning, because his little sister was Leona Mitchell, the greatest opera singer in the world, and I used to travel with them and be in front of the princes and the queens. So when I sing in West Palm Beach, everybody was like, the Carnegies and the Rockefeller treated me real nice because they used to see me with the Queen and all those famous people because of the
Plus, your
little
granddaddy
sister.
was a knight.
They knew that too. But Leona Mitchell, the greatest piano opera singer in the world, that's really off the chain because the Queen actually bowed to her one time and caused a big ruckus in Britain because the Queen ain't supposed to bow to nobody. But that lady was so great, she bowed to her. And that was Yahweh's little sister. And that was the real reason I met all of those people. And everybody was like, how the heck did you get to the wedding? That's how, because Leona Mitchell and
Prince William and Princess Kate. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you get in that position. Plus, like you said, I am legally a prince, so there you go.
Yes.
And I got 2 doctorate degrees. Thank God for that. I got 2 doctorate degrees from North Carolina Cumberland College, Jehovah Jireh, and so God has blessed me with that. So I thank you for letting me be on the show.
God has definitely been good to you. God has definitely been good to you. You are very blessed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on Show Talk with Angela Butler.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, remember this here. We also got they're going to give a proclamation. The governor's going to give us a commendation and proclamation at this event, like they gave us proclamations and keys to the city and everything else at the other event, because my dad was, had the first black hotel in Miami, and he was one of Miami's first 5 black millionaires. That's Al Seminary. That's my daddy. Granddaddy, Roland Seminary, the first prime minister. My great-great-granddaddy they called him Blackbeard the Pirate, who sunk the French ships because he was getting revenge for killing Toussaint and he helped Haiti get free. And that's the man who gave all the gold to my great-uncle, Michael Seminary, who was the one that financed my granddaddy to become the first prime minister.
So you're saying was it your great-great or great-granddaddy that was Blackbeard, the pirate?
Yeah, great-great-great-granddaddy. He was the general that came from the Bahamas to Haiti and helped Toussaint. He was the one that held the white kid up and cut it and said, "This is what's happening to every white man, every white Frenchman on his island." And he helped Toussaint overthrow the French. And then the French tricked Toussaint into going to France, and they killed Toussaint. And to get revenge, my great-granddaddy, you can find this out when you go on Bay Street and ride down the street to the police station. Right behind the police station is the governor's mansion that's now a museum, and in there they have Blackbeard. And they let you know that Blackbeard was a black man. His name was General Simonette. And he was the guy that's my last name, yes, ma'am. And he was the one that went in and conquered French ships, sunk them, and took all the gold and sunk the ships and buried the gold everywhere, and then passed the mantle down to Michael Seminette, my granddaddy, who then dug it up and financed my granddaddy to become the first prime minister.
Oh, okay.
So
I understand.
That's the history, and that's why we at that event we're going to help the Haitians because of our union with them, because they are us. They just were never in slavery, but we need to get them over in America too. That's what this event. That's why we're going to have so many people there, because the Haitians are going to show up big time. All right, baby.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, this is going to be the last time we say thank you now.
Okay, it is. Okay. All right. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes,
Show Talk with Angela Butler. All right, good night. Listeners, you just got through hearing Mr. Maurice Simon. I hope I pronounced his name right. You have to forgive me if I don't summon it. I hope you enjoyed listening to him. I hope you learned something. And everybody can say have a good night. And also check out Raquel Charles' song. And don't forget, I'd like to give some points and shout-outs to Demetrius Jeffries and, of course, G-Man, who made it all possible, the rapper G, who's coming back with real school hip-hop. All right, thank you, listeners. Everyone have a good night.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense, like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
Danny, I just figured out that if I switch to Metro PCS, I get 2 Samsung Galaxy phones free.
Cool, Dad.
And I could be a super dad with 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones and call myself Double Galaxy Man.
Or you could give the second phone to your sidekick.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
That's right. 2 free Samsung Galaxy On5 smartphones are all yours when you switch to Metro PCS. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.